Right now, we're keeping a close eye on the escalating crisis in the Middle East. Sirens sounded across Tel Aviv early Wednesday morning, local time, as air defense systems intercepted projectiles fired at Israel. And the Israeli government claims it has gained control of Iranian airspace. Multiple sources telling CBS News that President Trump is considering joining Israel's effort to strike Iranian nuclear facilities. Now, this all comes as lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are looking to limit the president's ability to order U.S. strikes on Iran. So let's bring in CBS News congressional reporter Taurean Small. Taurean, you're in front of the White House right now, but how is Congress reacting to what's going on over there?
Well, Liz, what Republicans have told us on the Senate side, at least, is that while they want to give the president the runway to figure out the situation, they still do recognize that it's within Congress's power to authorize or declare war, which is why they have quite a bit of trepidation about the U.S.'s involvement moving forward in this conflict. We heard from Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky, who said while he trusts the president's instinct, I want to quote specifically what he said, quote, I'm hoping the president will not get involved with the war. I think if the United States actively bombs Tehran, the possibility of negotiation goes out the window. What he's referring to there is this deal that the president says he's been working on to broker when it comes to ensuring that Iran doesn't go forward with this nuclear weapons program. And what's interesting about this development is yesterday, the president says that he was leaving the G7 summit, headed back to Washington, that he believes that Iran is closer to operating and owning a nuclear weapon. That is a stark difference from what his director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, said before Congress in March. In fact, the leading intel Democrat on that panel said that based on what he seems, quote, I've seen nothing in recent intelligence that contradicts what Director Gabbard said in March. So it's a clear break in what the intel community for the United States is saying and what the president and the White House is saying when it comes to this current moment.
Yeah, it's interesting to watch how this plays out, Taurean, because we've seen the president in the past overstep Congress when it comes to military action in Iran. Is there anything that lawmakers can do to ensure the president doesn't overstep his authority here?
Yeah, well, Representative Thomas Massie of Kentucky is essentially taking the lead on this. He's just introduced a bipartisan war powers resolution. This would essentially handicap the president from going forward with using American forces further in this conflict. He's saying, and he has quite a few Democrats backing him, that this isn't the U.S.'s war. He wants us to stay out of this, and he's been pretty consistent. He also drafted something similar under President Biden when it came to the Ukraine-Russia war. What we've seen that's interesting about this, though, is this has the backing of progressives. This is a liberal, far-right Republican who's sponsoring this bill, and we have people within the Congressional Progressive Caucus like Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez essentially on the same page with this, saying that the president, it appears, could be in the direction of overstepping his boundaries. Whether or not House Speaker Mike Johnson will take this up is to be seen, but there is at least a bipartisan groundswell, a coalition of folks saying that they do not want to see the president act further when it comes to this this conflict in the Middle East.
Taurean Small, thank you so much.